Stories time, sa la 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 la.
Before we start today's game, I need to tell you guys about possibly the worst day of my childhood. And I know I say that a lot. But this time, I pooped my pants, I lost my sister, I got beaten by my mom, and somehow all of this happened on the same day. And the worst part? The day actually started beautifully. I had just reached first grade. I think I was around 5 or 6 years old. And I went to a school where some of my relatives also went. One day there was some kind of function happened at my school. I don't remember exactly what the function was, but I remember being at the school basically the whole day. My mom came, my grandma came, my sister came. Everybody was there. It was supposed to be a nice family day. Cute little school function, family watching, happy memories, normal childhood stuff. But unfortunately, my stomach had other plans. Because there was one thing about little me that you need to understand. I hated school toilets. I don't know what happened between me and public bathrooms in my past life, but I didn't trust them anymore. Especially if I had to do, the business. Absolutely not. Pee maybe, but poo at school where other human being existed? No. I had standards. I was basically a 5-year-old hygiene inspector. So, whenever I needed to poop, I would hold it and wait until I go home. And normally, this system worked perfectly until this day. The school function finally ended. Everyone was getting ready to leave. People were talking, people were gathering their kids. My family was there somewhere, but I didn't care about any of that anymore because suddenly my stomach sent me a notification. And it wasn't warning, it was final notice. I knew. I had approximately 3 more minutes left before my life changed forever. So, what did I do? Did I tell my mom? No. Did I ask my grandma for help? No. Did I finally accept defeat and use the school toilet? Absolutely not. I ran. I just started running home. I didn't look behind me. I didn't tell anybody where I was going. I didn't check if anyone was following me. Nothing. There was only one thought inside my head: home, toilet, now. I was running like my life depended on it because honestly, my dignity did. And while I was running, I could feel that the situation was becoming more serious. You know, when you are trying to hold it and suddenly you realize, oh no. So I ran faster. I finally saw my house and I remember thinking I made it. Against all odds, 5-year-old me had defeated nature. I reached the door, I grabbed it. It was locked. Door was locked. And that's when I remembered my mom had the keys. My mom, who was still at the school. The school I had just escaped from without telling anybody. Guys, I had run all the way home to a locked house. At this point, my body basically said, "We are tired. I cannot hold it anymore." And the exact thing I had been fighting against the entire way home happened in my pant. I just stood there, 5-year-old, outside my own house. Locked house, I mean to say, with the poop in my pant. I think that was the first time I truly understood defeat. And let me tell you something, I was not a kid who normally did this. That's why it was devastating. I was embarrassed. I was disgusted. I was probably questioning every decision that I had made at that moment. And I didn't have time to cry. I needed new plan. Thankfully, my aunt lived nearby. So I started running again. Imagine seeing this tiny child running around the neighborhood. You will think, wow, she must have somewhere important to be. Yes, the bathroom. I reached my aunt's house. My aunt wasn't home, but thankfully, her house helper was there. She led me inside and I immediately ran to the bathroom. At this point, I thought the worst was over. Ha ha ha. No, the story had barely started. I was in the bathroom trying to clean myself and change with my tiny little hands. I was panicking because there was another problem, my mom. I knew my mom was going to be mad because from her perspective, her child had just disappeared from a school function without telling her anything. So I'm trying to clean everything before she finds me. I'm probably thinking, if I can fix this fast enough, maybe nobody ever need to know. And suddenly my mom appeared. How? To this day, mothers have some kind of GPS installed inside their children. You can run, you can hide, you can cross international borders. Your mom will find you. She came in and I knew this is it. Forget the bathroom situation, forget my dignity. Now I had to survive my mother. But then she asked me something. Where is your sister? My sister? What do you mean? Where is my sister? I don't know. I was 5 apparently. My sister had followed me when I ran away from school. But I didn't know. She was only around 3 or 4 years old. So, while I was running home fighting for my life, there was apparently a tiny child behind me trying to follow me. And somewhere along the way, she got lost. Guys, my stomach dropped. Suddenly, poop in my pants wasn't even the top 5 problem anymore. My little sister was missing, and guess who was getting blamed? Me, of course, because apparently being 5 years old automatically made me the head of the family security. My mom was furious. She hit me, cleaned me up, changed my clothes, and basically told me, go find your sister and then come home. Excuse me? I had just survived one emergency and immediately I got new mission. Find the missing child. Reward, permission to return home. I was terrified. Thankfully, I wasn't sent completely alone. the house helper came with me. So we started walking and searching and walking and searching, looking everywhere. Every little child I saw, I was checking. Is that her? No. Is that her? No. And now the funny part disappears for a second because I remember actually being scared. She was so little, I didn't know where she had gone. I didn't know who she was with. And even though I was also just a little kid, suddenly I felt responsible. The longer we searched, the worse I felt. And somewhere else, my dad was also searching for her. I didn't know that at the time. Basically, my entire family had accidentally launched a search and rescue mission. All because I needed to poop. Then, after what felt like forever, I saw something. Not her face, not her hair, but her shoes. I still remember those shoes. They were pink and they had little stars and moons on them. It is strange. There are so many things from childhood that I completely forgotten. I don't remember exactly what that school function was. I don't remember every street we walked through. I don't remember every person who was there, but somehow I remember those shoes. Pink, little stars, little moons. And in the crowd of people, I saw them. And immediately I knew that's her. I looked up and there was my sister. I think she was wearing a little pink frock too. Looking like a tiny princess. And she was holding the hand of an older woman. Guys, while I had been experiencing the worst day of my life, my sister was in adventure. She wasn't crying, she wasn't traumatized, she wasn't worried. This girl had made a new friend, and apparently the woman had given her 2 pieces of oranges. 2 pieces of orange. So while I had pooped my pants, been locked out of my house, gotten caught by my mom, got blamed for losing my sister, got sent on search mission, and walked around terrified that we will never find her, Her Royal Highnesses was walking around the town in her pink dress and moon and star shoes, eating oranges. She was having the best day of her life. I was having the worst day of mine. So obviously, I ran over there like that's my sister. Finally, mission accomplished. Let's go home. No, because the woman will not give her to us. She basically said, "How do I know she's actually your sister, ma'am? Please, I have already been through enough today." But honestly, looking back as an adult, I understand why she was careful. She had found a tiny lost child, and some other children suddenly came saying they knew her. She wanted to make sure my sister was actually safe. But 5-year-old me did not have the emotional capacity to appreciate responsible adult behavior at that moment. I was thinking, give me my sister. I have a mother waiting at home. And according to my understanding, without this child, I am not allowed back. So we kept explaining and explaining and explaining. It felt like forever. I think it took around 40 minutes before she finally believed us and let my sister come with me. And my sister, happy, relaxed, probably wondering, why everybody was becoming so dramatic. She had her oranges, life was good. Meanwhile, I looked like I had returned from a war. Later, I learned that my dad had been searching for her. He saw that we found her, so he went back, and finally, I brought my sister home. And my mom allowed me back inside. That was my reward. Not a chocolate, not congratulations, not a medal, access to my own house. And when I think about this story now, I can't stop laughing because this entire disaster started with one decision. I refused to use the school toilet. That's it. If I had just used that bathroom, I would have attended the function. My sister would not have followed me. She would not have been lost. My family would not have launched a search party. I would not have been running around the town trying to identify 3-year-old by her shoes. An innocent woman would not have had interrogated me. And I probably will not remember this day more than 20 years later. But at the time, none of this was funny. I was embarrassed. I was scared, I felt guilty, and I genuinely thought everything was my fault. Now, when I remember it, I can see the whole thing like a movie. Little me sprinting home like an Olympic athlete because I refused to use school toilet. Reaching the finish line and discovering I did not have a key. My little sister secretly followed behind me like an unpaid sidekick. My mom finding me at the absolute lowest point of my career. My entire family looking for a missing child. And then, in the middle of crowd, those tiny shoes, star and moon, a pink little frog, my sister holding a stranger hands eating oranges like a princess who had just returned from royal tour. Oh my god, that is absolute disaster. She had absolutely no idea what she had put me through. And somehow, after everything, we both made it home. So yes, that's the story of how I put my pants, lost my sister, got blamed for everything, went on a search and rescue mission, and had to earn the right to enter my own house again. All because 5-year-old me looked at the school toilet and thought I would rather risk it all. And apparently, I risked everything. Thank you so much for watching my video and listening to my story. See you in my next video. Bye. I love you all.